It's been a while since I went on the streets to take some images, and just for funsies I thought I will just take my D700 with me, but with the first few shots I have to say, with the DSLR I feel much more uncomfortable taking images on the streets. One main reason is definitely the loud click. As an introvert, I also already have my fears and issues to point my camera at people, but with this, it's quite a challenge. Those of you who used this D700 back in the days when it was released, tell me, did you use this camera on the streets? I'm quite curious how it was back then. I assume that's the reason why point and shoot cameras was also in demand, also by professionals, because this is just big and heavy. Or did you use the DSLRs like this D700 mainly for professional work? That would be quite interesting for myself, just to know how the cameras like the D700 was used back in the days. I know the D700 was quite popular among wedding photographers and just getting the job done, but for personal work I don't know anything about that. I hope you can still understand me here in this small part of Sling. But yeah, using the DSLR, the D700, just as a first shooting session again on the streets, taught me again several stuff about myself, to be honest. Nothing special, but I knew that before, and it was underlined using this camera on the streets again, that I'm quite anxious when I go out and shoot street photos. Already weird enough that I'm sitting in the middle of the park and talking to myself to a camera, but I guess I'm getting used to that on YouTube. But again, regarding taking street images, I feel I'm like on a pedestal using this DSLR on the streets, and I'm much more cautious using this. Not only that I'm on the spot by pointing this at someone, but also the sound is something I feel like that I'm getting caught at, and all the stuff I'm saying right now is definitely a me thing. It's all in my head. I got called out on the streets several times, but nothing major. Nobody punched me or anything like that, so just verbally, nothing aggressive, you could say. But besides being anxious and the fear of calling out, is that yeah, using older technology makes you much more aware of taking images. I can't rely on autofocus like on my Nikon ZF. By just pointing the camera, open up the aperture and getting anything with nice bokeh, you could say. I have to find frames and images where I'm more or less comfortable pointing the camera at people, since I need a little bit of time to frame and also get it in focus. It's even more dramatic, you could say, with shooting film, but having a film camera, I have the impression that people are not that, yeah, they accept it more on the streets. Similar experience I made with the Nikon ZF, that having a retro style body, people are much more acceptable. And if you use DSLRs, even nowadays, although this is, you could say in tech terms, it's a dinosaur, although awesome images, and I hope the images I took today, I get something decent today. But again, film cameras, I have the feeling people accepted more when I pointed at them. Retro style bodies also, but not as much with the diesel, or at least that's my feeling. After this session, I have to say I know again why I was initially always for the hunt for compact small cameras or relatively compact cameras. After that, I would rather again look into a Ricoh GR camera. I have the GR1, which I really enjoy, and I think I will do a separate session on that. But yeah, I'm doing this talking. I guess you will see some images from today's session with the D700. I know that this camera is just beautiful regarding regarding its colors. Image quality from old cameras is still amazing in my opinion, so nothing to complain in that regard. Just wanted to use a lunch break to go out and shoot and learn again something about myself, that I'm still, you could say, was on the streets. And I admire people who are more aggressive in their approach to get the shot, but that's definitely not me, and therefore I have to find my own way how to take more street images. Again, for those who are watching right now who used DSLRs when they were launched back then, did you use them? Did you use them in kind of street scenarios, or yeah, private, I guess, so for family events and so on? How did you use your DSLRs? This video turned out to be a little bit of a rambling video, but still I just wanted to share my thoughts with you while actually using my D700 on the streets. As a regular viewer, you might know that I'm quite a gearhead. I like to test out and play around with different camera types or different camera models. But every time I actually use them in different scenarios or try to do street photography as good as possible, I realize that some cameras fits me better than others. On the other hand, cameras like this DSLR D700, they just push me outside my comfort zone, which can also be something good, and therefore I'm embracing my learnings with different camera types. In scenarios like these, currently I'm walking, just taking a quick walk and not in the city, and not pointing my camera at any kind of person, I feel much more comfortable with the D700. While using this D700, I have to say that I highly appreciate the ergonomics, since I mainly use my Nikon ZF as my main camera, and then if I jump to something more modern regarding grip ergonomics, feels of course better and more secure, and in such times I lust after Z8 or Z6 III. But on the other hand, I know that the ZF is something I'm not able to outgrow that fast. Getting more better gear would just be for entertaining purposes, since I'm just a hobbyist and I know where my skill level lies, and that's not that high to get that kind of high-end gear. And that has been always my approach, since, as I said, I'm a gearhead who likes to play around with different cameras, and I know that that doesn't improve my photography in any kind, but it's fun. Regarding the D700 again specifically, I have to admit that for me the camera is a little bit too big and heavy. I do prefer the Canon 5D series regarding size and ergonomics as a whole package, and from Nikon the D200 I like that ergonomics and weight much better to this compared to the D700, but that's just my preference regarding these DSLR comparisons. But regarding image quality and so on, of course the D700 just delivers. You might have already seen the images during these different walks. Those of you who have used this camera back in the days, you already know the status about this camera. A lot of people say it's legendary, and in my opinion there's a reason why a lot of people have that saying towards this camera. Okay, I think I should wrap up this video since it's already been too long, I think. So yeah, I think I will do definitely more videos about some DSLR cameras, like, as I mentioned, again, the D200. I have a new lens on this camera, on that camera, so stay tuned for that. And of course the Canon 5D. I have the Classic and the Mark II, which I quite enjoy, and this D700. Here and there I think I will still pull it out and push my comfort zone regarding streets, and let's see how I progress from there. But again, that experience with the D700 on the street just showed me that there's a reason why modern cameras have developed the way they have, and my choices have fallen on more smaller compact cameras. But regarding some experience preferences, I also highly enjoy the Nikon ZF. So if you made it until this point, thank you very much for your time watching. You are the one who deserves the like for that. And if you want to support my small little channel, just click the affiliate links below in the description. And if you're curious about my experience with the Nikon DF in 2025, click on this video and have a nice day.